All right, welcome everybody. Brian, did you want to do that?
Yeah, so welcome everybody to our Monday night team call where we all come together and for the common cause, right? All of us to help shift people's and help them transform their lives with the gift of Isogenics. And so I thank you guys for all being here. It means you're committed to your future, not only just your health, but also your wealth. And you're really committed to just spreading this and sharing it with the world. So I'm drinking my husband named it. He calls it, what does he call it? A tropical storm. I think I call it like a hurricane or something like that. But what it is the Isogenics peach mango shake mixed with the new greens, which is so good. I love the taste of the new greens. Who's tasted the new greens, the new formulation? I love the old ones, but there's something about this one. I love it. Well, I love it in this, right? But mixed together. So cheers. I'm gonna cheers y'all some BV. I love how we do that on our morning motivation calls that Lenny Evans does. So cheers. It is so good. This is my dinner tonight. And so I just wanted to introduce the woman of the hour. This is her team. She started back in 2004, wasn't it?
Actually, it's 2003.
2003. Gosh, it's forever ago, right? But just wanted to introduce my mom, Kathy Helwig, who is going to take it away and give you guys some good nuggets for the week. So, Kathy?
Awesome. Well, I've got some great news, some announcements, and so and a little bit of a teaser. So NYKO tickets are still available at the rock bottom price of $169 each. And that's in Phoenix in January. You guys, if there's any way for you to be there, you're going to want to be there. They're probably going to be announcing, I don't know how many new products because they said that they're going to be announcing 30 products in the next, I don't know how many months, but that's a lot of products. And I already know, I just heard today there a teaser about one. I know exactly what it is, but it has to do with a drink and it has to do with energy. So I'm excited, and that's going to be early October. So probably in just the next couple of weeks. So that's to come. But you know, you can go to newyearkickoff.com and learn more about New Year Kickoff and get yourself registered. And I do have a Airbnb reserved, and we're going to have a team party. So be there, be square. Now, if you were on last Tuesday's, I don't know, I guess it was a Facebook Live and also isogenicslive.com, they talked about the new amped packs and the new amp kind of reformulated amp line. And it's really exciting because everybody can use amped. Everybody. You don't have to call yourself an athlete. All you have to do is move, and amped is a great product. One of them or more of, or all of them are great products for you. And so I posted some information on the, actually on the health group, I believe, about the new amped packs and the bundle. And so I want you to really check those out. My favorite amped product is Nitro. Hands down. It changed the stamina and endurance for me as my husband and I go skiing. Just changed everything. But I'm excited to try the new Tri-Release protein as well. So check out the amp line. You guys are going to want to try it out. There's also a little contest going on starting today, and it's called the #GetAmped social media contest. And basically all you want to do is to have a picture of yourself with one of the amped products, and just doing whatever you do that would warrant you using the Amped products, right? And somebody's trying to call me. Anyway, so that starts today, and how you can win is you'll go into a drawing as long as you use the hashtag #GetAmped tag on either Instagram or Facebook. Post your picture and say something about the Amped and hashtag #GetAmped. And so what you would do.
Is your Facebook calling you?
Yeah, I must be.
Okay.
Hold on, let me just turn
Yeah,
it on.
just hang up.
Okay. Don't know who that was. Anyway, so everybody, you guys can participate in this. If you've got any of the Amped line that was introduced on last Tuesday, then get a picture of yourself. You know, you could be working out, you could be taking a hike, you know, you could be playing with the kids, right? You could be doing practically anything, but take a picture with the Amped, use hashtag #GetAmped, and you'll go into a drawing. And they're going to be drawing 3 names a day, starting today through August 6th. And each of those 3 names will win a $50 product coupon. And then on October 7th, they'll be announcing the 5 grand prize recipients from those daily winners. And they're each going to get a $100 product coupon. So get your name in there, guys. All you have to do is participate. Hashtag #GetAmped. So that's kind of it for my announcements. But we have a real treat tonight. You know, across the country over the next couple of months, there's the tour that the company is making to, you know, just really educate us. And Lynn went to a Super Saturday in San Diego, and Lynn's amazing. She's the most positive, the glass is half full type of person. She's always in the game. She goes to every event. She's just consistent, you know. And she's also a dear friend. She's like my sister from another mother.
Could be a twin sister.
Exactly. So anyway, Lynn's going to share some of the nuggets that she got on Saturday from one of those Super Saturdays that if there's one in your area, you don't want to miss it. They're awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Take it away, Lynn.
Thanks, Kathy. You know, I do love events. It really, as we are on our journey, we need that motivation, that little kickstart to just get us back into momentum and moving forward. So I try to go to all the events that are ever in my area. In fact, there's another one on Thursday in Temecula, and I'll be at that one too. But anyway, I went to the one on Saturday, and a few of our teammates also went. And I'm a note taker, so I always take tons of notes, but I'm trying to dwindle down today, you know, some of the best nuggets that I can share with all of you.
And that's a clue right there.
What's that?
Take some notes tonight.
Yeah.
Because Lynn's going to give you the best of those notes.
Yeah. And, you know, your journey is really just all about you. How bad do you want it? And in network marketing, it's not how long you've been in. It's how many people that you've talked to and your belief level. This is what Michelle Schaefer talked about. And so Michelle Schaefer actually went millionaire after 70 people. She shared it with 70 people. Now, mind you, she'd been in network marketing before, so that was, you know, a definite plus. And then CG Siddons got up there and she said it took her over 200 people. So CG spent 7 years working on herself, on her personal development. She says, I'm still working on myself. But now she's been a millionaire too, but it took her over 200 people. So Michelle Schaefer talked a little bit about the Customer First program, where it's really been a game changer since that started. I don't know when that date was, but, you know, 85% of the people in our company are product users. Right? So sharing the business, of course, with everybody, but just realize that most people are going to at least start off being a product user. And the comp plan. I love some nuggets they said about the comp plan. If you think about a bonus, maybe you are still working a job and you think about a bonus maybe you got sometime. Well, Isagenix just tripled our bonus, right? For a consultant bonus. We used to get $50, well now we get $150. That's huge. You know, and Isagenix has put so much money into the compensation plan. And it's a matter of they put all these bonuses and everything out on the table for all of us. It's just a matter of picking them up. So it could be, you know, the 1-star bonus, 2-star, whatever it might be. You know, it's all there for all of us. So it's a matter of how bad do we want it. She also talked about doing a presentation. You know, you might be hesitant to maybe have a home party, but she said, you don't want to be perfect. And I'm kind of that perfectionist person. But she says, you don't want to be perfect because then people are thinking, well, I can never do that, right? So if your presentation in your terms sucks, you know, it won't for most people, and they'll see it and they'll be excited as long as your excitement is there. So she said, just jump in and start doing them. She said, don't set your bar too low. And I love this nugget. Don't set it too low by only showing people the consultant level, right? You know, get your 2 people. You know, it's like sometimes we go there and then we stop, right? She says you have to show them everything, the big picture. Show them all the way to executive, and even if that piques their interest, you know, show them a little bit about this, the 6% bonus that they can get. So don't just expect people to be getting there too, and that's it. You know, we want to show them everything. And of course, she talked about leverage, you know, getting paid before you even get out of bed in the morning. I remember one time waking up and it was like, oh my gosh, I just made $500 when I slept last night, you know, and that's what this can provide for all of us. There's no other compensation in the history of network marketing that is like ours. A little nugget about the IsaBody Challenge, which I hadn't heard of before, was that come after New Year kickoff in January, there won't be an essay required anymore. So they're really revamping that whole IsaBody Challenge, making it easier for people to do. So that's kind of exciting. Here's a nugget. The current minimum wage in the United States is $12 per hour. Okay. The national minimum wage is $10 per hour. So it would take someone 82 hours to make $1,000 if you were only making $12 per hour. So if you have a job and you're making minimum wage 82 hours in order to make $1,000, and in Isagenix, as you know, we can do it in a few hours if we're, intent to have that done. But several days, we can actually create that $1,000 or several hours, whatever you choose. So they even talked one time about the Uber drivers. They're not making a whole lot at the end of their month, right? And the amount of money that we can make in Isagenix is way above that. And also, real estate is really the gold standard when it comes to, income. To make $600 in real estate, some guy shared this, you'd have to make a 6-figure investment in order to make that $600 in real estate. And again, you plus 2, them plus 2, or you share, they share. I went back to the old one. You make your $620. So our potential is so much bigger. Talked a little bit about C.G. Siddons. She was from New York and really had, a lot of personal growth to do for herself. She says that, anywhere you go, you're connecting with people, right? So guess where her biggest place that she connects with people is? At the dog park. And I'm like, oh, I can do that because I walk my dog every day. But she says, when you go to events, act as if you're hosting it. In terms of, making sure that you're presentable because we are business people, right? So whether it's at the dog park, whether it's at a, Starbucks, wherever, you look your best because, you're connecting with people and inviting people to take a look if the conversation gets that far. So I love that. Go to every event as if you're hosting it. Todd Siddons, who is CG's brother, he went to school to be in sports management, and actually got his master's degree in sports management also. But after 3 months of following his career and he thought his passion, He said, I want it out. I want it out already. So, how many people go to college and study something and then realize like, wow, this isn't really how I want to spend my life. And millennials, a lot of them are like that. They want adventure in their lives. So Todd actually talked about principles of connecting. He said, anytime anyone asks him like, gosh, how are you doing today? He always says, I'm amazing. I had an amazing weekend, with excitement, because most people don't act like that, right? Most people are not that enthusiastic. So then that brings up the curiosity, like, well, what happened? Why are you having an amazing day? And so he's able to share and connect with people that way. He said, hang around people who take action. So up level your game. He said, it's easy to go with the low hanging fruit, right? I've done that before. It's easier to talk to people kind of, on our level. But he said, go for the fruit up high, maybe the successful lawyer or the successful business person. Don't shoot yourself, in the foot by sharing with someone that's, maybe not going to see the opportunity. Because a lot of times the successful people are the ones that are really going to run with an opportunity, especially if they're kind of getting burned out on their job. 320 million people in the United States, and only 500,000 of them use Isagenix. So, we think, oh, there's so many people know about Isagenix. Nope. We have so many people out there that we can touch base with. One of my favorite speakers that day on Saturday was Sydney Lich, I think, or Leach, something, Lich. And she is the top income earner for ages 25 and under. She's actually only 22 years old. And when she learned about Isagenix, she was 20 years old. She's coached by Eden and Zach Slobin. And so she said, your job is really to plant 2 seeds a day. And so she showed us a picture up on the stage, up on the screen, of a field, and there's some plants that are planted and there are seeds that are growing. And she said those seeds are, coming up every day. So we need to plant at least 2 seeds a day, and make sure that you water the field, because when you're watering that field, that's when you're following up. So she spent a good time talking about following up with people, which was so many good nuggets. She said, really be relentless in your follow-up. So has signed up 250 people already, and only 3 of them were from social media. She said, so it's more face-to-face with her. So how many of you have followed up at least, decline. How many of you have followed up at least 2 times with every prospect that you've had? Yeah, I've done at least 2. But you know what they say, and some of you may have seen this before, and I think I shared it once on the Biz page, the sales statistics. 48% of salespeople never ever follow up with a prospect. That's almost half of them. And only 2% of sales are made on the first contact. So if you're just talking to, one person and they're not following up, they're ghosting you, what they talked about, ghosting also. That doesn't mean they're not interested. Something could have happened in their lives that took them off course, that they didn't get back with you, or they might see your message and say, oh, I'll get back to them later, and then they forget. I've done that before. But 80% of the sales are made on the 5th to the 12th contact. So anybody here made over 5 contacts with people? 5 connections? Yeah, I've gone up to 12. Well, she said one time she did 55 different times that she talked to this one lady who eventually signed up. Now that's persistence, right? And she said one of the things that the key phrase that she does, and she said a lot of people don't end up, ending their conversation with this. Do you feel like you have enough information to get started today? She said she's been coaching a gal who was having struggled signing people up, and she said she changed that one thing. Because a lot of times we may be nervous to ask for the sale, ask them if they're ready. But if you just remember that verbiage, do you feel like you have enough information to get started today? And if not, then you find out what they still need to look at in order for them to look at the company even more. And it's really not our agenda. It's more asking, what can I send you that would help, you decide to take another serious look at this? Following up like a pro, that was one I just said. Focus on what they want versus what you think that they need. So it could be a podcast, it could be an article, it could be a video. I remember one time Ellen Bradley had a young person, and she said, I just kept sending her story. Every couple weeks I'd send her a new story. And so this girl got so excited reading all these great stories about millennials. So that's another way you can follow up. Hey, thought of you, I wanted to send you this video. It might not be just verbiage, but send them something because you want to create value in what you're sending them and so that they can receive that value. So here's her strategy, Sydney's strategy. She follows up after 2 days, after planting the seed with somebody, and then 2 weeks after that, if they still haven't made a decision, and then every 2 months. And again, sending a photo, a video, a picture, hey, thought of you, keep providing that value to them. 3 times, she said, does a 3 times follow-up. Check in to see how they're doing. Okay, just even, maybe not even mentioning Isagenix, just checking in with people. And the way she keeps track of people, she has a Google spreadsheet, which, I guess would work, and it's all in what works for you. I know we kind of promote the Trello training, and if you don't know what that is, we can share that with you, but it's an amazing, amazing system. I know Kathy and I are using it a lot, and you really kind of track your person through it. So that's how I keep track of people as to when I last touched base with them. And I love that. So do you ever stop following up? Nope, never. I mean, when I look back on, man, I approached somebody last year. I'm like, I probably didn't follow up enough, so I'm going to really go back to those lists and keep following up. So really you're just watering those seeds, right? Following the laws of nature. And who knows, they may become a big, huge business builder at some time. How many of you have heard about the story about the bamboo and how it grows? Anybody heard that? Yeah, she kind of went over that. The first 4 to 5 years, the bamboo stays really, really small. Can you imagine after 4 and 5 years? So after watering and continuing this, the sun, getting the sun, in 6 weeks, it can grow to be 90 feet tall. So are you willing to grow your business like the bamboo tree? Right? You got to keep watering, keep, connecting with people, planting that seed, sharing value, giving value to people and helping them to grow. Ghosting. How many of you ever been ghosted before? Where you sent out a message and poof, like, where'd they go? Right? So she talked a lot about that. Some of the verbiage she said, hey, just checking or circling back on this. When would you like to reconnect? Or if it's not like you to not respond, hey, how can I help you? Or, she's even said, hey, did I say something to offend you? So anyway, just circling back, I'm doing that a lot. I've got a lot of people ghosting me, but, they all said, yeah, I'm going to watch the 3-minute video, right? Shannon Miller was the next one, and she talked about social media. And I love social media and love learning new things, which I know, Bree, you do too. She talked about the 80-20 rule. So 80% is all about your life and your family, right? And only 20% is about your business. And she said, don't ever, and you probably have heard this, don't ever say Isagenix, because if people see that, they're going to go Google it, and invariably they're going to come up with something negative. And you want to be able to be sharing the information with them, not having them go to the internet and finding something negative, right? She said Facebook versus Instagram. She said, don't post from Instagram to Facebook. Now, I've heard mixed feelings, and maybe Bree, you might want to interject there, because she said because of the algorithms, it'll take you out of the who can see your posts. From a 20%, only 20% of people actually see our posts on Facebook. Okay, so if you're sharing from Instagram to Facebook, because there's an automatic way you can do that, she said it'll cut the algorithms down to like 2%. So it's
That's interesting, because I haven't experienced that, because I just link them up all the time.
Okay.
And but I've been doing it for so long that like maybe the algorithm is in my favor. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Or maybe
with that, yeah. I think algorithms change all the time, and really content is king. So the more comments, the more likes, you'll get more.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. So I guess it's, worth a try if you want to do that, but that's just her thought. And Shannon, actually, she said when she first started Isogenics, she hired a coach to do all her social media. And she said, I spent $40,000 on social media, buying a guy that's going to help me with posting. And she wrapped her car with Isogenics logo on it. She said she never got anybody to, look at that. She goes, man, I just took it as a loss and went back to the basics and really studied Instagram and Facebook. Bree, you can probably give me some insight in this because I haven't had a chance to look it up, but she talked about the value of hashtags, of course, but then she talked about geotags. So showing your location in every single post so that people can find you that way. Can you give us a little nugget about geotagging? Or do you know?
Yeah, because geo is geography, right? So where you're at.
Yeah.
And it's almost like if you think about like a foodie or somebody who likes to travel, if you're constantly in your feed and that's what you are, it's really like a brand.
Yeah.
So people can like, where is Lynn now? Since you've been posting so much right now, Lynn's brand is what health tip does Lynn have that I haven't learned about yet? Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that is key. And also on social media, this is what I've heard and I'm moving into this, but liking and be a part of like all the places in town that I do like. And be a part of that. And the cool thing is because of social media, you can see who of your friends or even meet people you've never even met before that like your same restaurant. You know what I mean? On social media. So yeah, that's totally a way to connect with people, is the location and the geography. So yeah.
Yeah. A couple more nuggets. I know we're getting down to the wire here. Facebook stories are growing. She said it's huge to do your Facebook stories. So it's changing the algorithms too. It's sending more people to look at your posts. The algorithm and people prefer live streaming, and they will pop you up to the top. So if you're nervous about doing all those things, she says, just jumping into it. She goes, mine was horrible the first time I did it. So the more you do it, she said, just jump.
Hey, Lynn, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people might not understand what's a Facebook story versus a post.
Okay. And I haven't actually done it, so I'm going to call on Bree again. I know that's on Facebook, you can do a little story, a little pop-up, and people will see it. You get a changing, new people seeing your Facebook story all the time, right?
Yeah.
Have you used them, Bree?
Yeah. And because of time, do we want to go over? We've got 2 minutes left. So I just want to make sure that's okay.
Fine. Yeah. What do you think, Kathy?
Okay. So as far as the Insta stories, that's what I call them. I believe that's what they're called. And that's why I just link my Insta stories and my posts to my Facebook. That's why I still don't have like a business on Instagram. It may be helping me. It may be hurting me. I don't care. I've played around with it all. It's still my brand, right? So what the stories do, it's like Snapchat. Why all the kids like Snapchat is it's a snap throughout your day. And the cool things is, and you guys can all check out my Instagram. It's at Vision Boards Work, or just look up Bree Reese. But what I even have pinned at the top are certain categories of things. And what I'm moving into is what all of these people are doing. That's what Zach and Eden do. They actually brand their countries that they're like, obviously, they've got different teams in different countries. So they have those as their Insta story labels with a snap of like what happened when they were in that country and stuff like that too. So it's just a peek inside where it's kind of like, your profiles on any social media platform, whether it's Meetup or anywhere, depending on what they have. Facebook and Instagram have a lot of stuff where you can make it beautiful and make it inviting. And it gives you it shows people what your lifestyle is like. And you can even, my suggestion on any Facebook Live, and I totally know that anybody who's doing a Facebook Live, a part of my 3,000 friends, they do come to the top. Would you guys all agree that when you see a live, when you're not even following this person, you didn't even really know they exist? Or, you know, if you have over 1,000 friends, it's just like, that's a lot of people, but they do go to the top and you do see their stuff. And that's a reason, that's like the downfall, because I do need to unfollow people that just waste their Facebook live time, you know, because it's kind of like intrusive. It's because of the algorithm, right? So my suggestion is just be yourself for one, be real, and don't go over 2 minutes, and don't just sit there and say hi with all these people coming on, right?
Yeah.
But to give them free value in that 2 minutes, a tip that you just saw, you know, or learned about, like, oh my gosh, I had to share this, or just an incredible moment that's about to happen, you know, that's like being vulnerable and just being that way, but really to direct them to another bigger thing. So in my opinion, it should be like a YouTube channel where you've created a 5 to 10 minute video about whatever you just said and directed people to. So that's how I've been seeing that it really works that way. It's kind of like a courtesy, right? Like if I want to go to if I was intrigued by what they said, want to go to their YouTube channel, I could, but they're not giving me all the goods right there, you know? And as far as my dog is just going crazy, I'm sorry. As far as social media goes, that is, you know, a peek inside your story, your brand, you're giving value. Cash, come here, please. Sorry about that. And I'm just going to have to, yeah, I'm sorry. What was I saying? Well, you guys, let me just shut my dog up. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, let me show you too, guys. I just went on to my Facebook on my phone. I don't know if you guys can see that, but you can do stories on Facebook too. Okay. So check that out on how to do it. Couple more nuggets that I wanted to share. Chasing likes, you know, people aren't going to come to you, right? But anytime someone likes one of your posts, think of it as a little wink or a wave, because they're interested in what you're doing. So those are the people that you want to start a conversation with. So after you post for the day, you know, kind of look at who's liking it. So you want to take it offline as soon as you can, because you don't want to be online dating forever. I love that little terminology. So Kathy Coover said, never let anyone take you out of the game. Stuff happens, right? Ebbs and flows are going to happen. You're going to have highs, you're going to have lows, but keep strong. And if your why's strong enough, you know, you can just keep powering through. The person that has the most conversations wins. That's my ending nugget. So the more people you talk to, the better you're going to be sharing. And we're just asking them to take a look, right? So I'll end there. Thank you for letting me share.
I did want Bree to share a little bit about the young lady, Bree, the young lady that actually.
Oh, Sid Lish, yes. So Sydney Lish, who I think is like a 2 PET, which isn't directly under, like they didn't enroll her. The Slobins didn't, Zach and Eden Slobin, but they enrolled somebody who enrolled her, right? So again, that's why it's really important to look at your reports, see who's rocking it out and who wants it, because then you can reach out and, you know, you wouldn't have known they existed if you hadn't looked at your reports. But she has prospected me twice on both of my Instagram accounts. And oh my gosh, guys, I've been in Isagenix for 15 years. Like, what? Right? But, because that is how relentless she is. And I think, Lynn, did you share that she's followed up with a lady like 40 times?
55
times, yeah. And as we do, you know, who loves Susan Sly, right? Would love a Susan Sly on your team. 22, wasn't it? Or 25, something like that, in the 20s, right?
In terms of what?
It took
22 times they followed
22 times a follow-up before she said yes.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's just a quality that somebody, I mean, it's just obvious because she was on stage and she's been in for 3 years. I think she's a 3-star. that she is just so certain. It's really all about belief, and she's constantly growing and working on herself and checking off that checklist. And I only know that because I was prospected by her, and it's, you know, results often harsh, always fair. This one's not even harsh. She was on the stage, she has all of those things, but I'm seeing she's doing all of those things. So that's really all it takes, mastering the mundane, doing it over and over again, but knowing where you're going and not being afraid of hearing no.
Yeah.
Everybody that's on the stages getting the awards, the successful ones, has heard more no's than anybody that's in the audience. That's bottom line. Yeah.
Yep.
And, you know, I think the biggest nugget I got and my takeaway here, and I think it's a great takeaway for all of you, is Sydney said, your job is to plant 2 seeds a day. How difficult is it to plant 2 seeds a day? It's not. It can either be through a text message or a Facebook private message, or it can be somebody you met at the gym, or, you know, that's all it takes is 2 seeds a day, but be consistent about it and persistent about it. Don't forget the follow-up.
Yep.
So those are all great nuggets, Lynn. Thank you so much for sharing all that.
Yeah.
I took lots of notes.
Yeah. Makes me excited just reading through them again.
I know. Yeah. All right. Well, so I encourage everybody to participate in the hashtag Get Amped contest. I mean, what do you got to lose, right? And it will probably, when you post it on Facebook or Instagram, it'll probably create some interest, right? So everybody go out there and make it an awesome week.
Yep.
And I love you.
Isagenixevents.com. That's where you're going to see all the healthy change events that are going on. And there's lots of them going on.
Yeah.
And
Great.
And just one more thing before we close out. If you're still confused on Instagram, Facebook, if it seems like so crazy, and because there is a lot to it, and they're constantly improving it, so it's always evolving and changing. So is Isagenix, which is just so awesome. But go to YouTube. I call it YouTube University, but you go to the search bar in YouTube, just like Google, and type in what you want, and all the videos will pop up, and you will learn till your heart's content that it's beautiful. Okay. So, because you can pause it, start it, watch it 5 times, mastering the craft of social media, or like just zoning in on just a few things and mastering that is really what it is, right? Because there is so much, and just doing a little bit every single day and improving, you know, that's the name of the game. We want to all just be fist pumping our soul when we go to bed and when we wake up in the morning. Like, we're still in momentum ourselves. You know, we're our best coach. We are our number 1 fan, each other for ourselves. So just wanted to leave you guys with
Everybody
that.
do a fist pump.
Woo!
Thank you, Bree. All right.
Guys.
Everybody have a great evening and a super week. Love you guys.
Yep. Bye-bye.